All right, MTV Veracity and Trias video. Hey, remember that one time I guessed that MTV was going to pass its all-time high and do something like this? There you go. So just look at last video. But before I continue, I need you all to stop, drop, and not open up a paint file, but rather stop, drop, and do what the sign says. This is going to help me continue providing content for you here on YouTube, regardless of being in the community or not. Hell, I spent 4.5 years, or not 4.5 years, yeah, about 4 years without being in any community at all. I just used free YouTube content. Personally, that's how I rolled. But because I didn't know about communities. So if you're here on YouTube, help me out with that. If you already subscribe, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button for me. This will be an unmonetized short video under 8 minutes here. So yeah, MTV's doing what, it was a pretty easy call though. I mean, no divergence, nothing. I think it's going to probably cool out for a little bit, maybe for, I don't know, potentially up to a week, but it's probably going to do something like this. So that would have it popping above. It would have it pop. So you might want to snag more if that's what you're looking to do. I'm personally not, but previous all-time highs 0.018 cents, 1.85 cents. And it might start moving up around September 12th would be my guess if I had to guess. And again, take that with a grain of salt, because timing moves is like the final frontier of trading. You just really can't do it. You make your best guess. And so the thing is, with timing, a lot of times you are right. Price does move down if you short, but a lot of times if you're 3 days off, you get stopped out, and or if you don't set stops, you can get liquidated because a big spike up happens first and then stuff tanks, right? In that situation, or vice versa. A lot of times when you make a long, you're right, price did end up moving up, but 3 days later, and before it moved up, it tanked down, either stopped you out or liquidated you, and then hey, see ya, now we'll move up because your ass is out. Right? So timing is the final frontier. You can be right all day, but you have to be right at the right time, which is all about managing risks, right? And managing risks is also managing the times you're just flat out wrong. So let's skip to Trias first. Yay, it's finally in that box. Honestly, folks, if Bitcoin stays strong, I think this is going to do something like MTV's done. If you're trying to use Trias as a 100-bagger and get in and out, you might try this line, and that would hit around September 10th, September 11th, around $15.50. I think it'll hit that line on that day, or I think it has a good shot of hitting that line on that day, but I have a feeling it's not going to stop. I mean, look at the daily. Look how much room, because last time it got rejected by the bullish. So let me zoom in on here so you can see this better. This is the daily RSI on Trias. It got rejected from the bullish control zone, right? It made that whole push. I mean, check this crap out. This entire push, 300%, got rejected by the bullish control zone, okay? And this time it reset, hit the neutral line. It'll probably get into the bullish control zone, which means potentially over a 300% move. Let's see here. Nope, I measured from the wrong spot. I should have measured from here. 181. So I would say it's going to be bigger than 181. So from the time it hit that reset line, the same size would take it up to 20. But I think it's going to I think it's going to be bigger, because I think it's going to get into the bullish control zone. This looks like it's going to march to all-time highs, with the idea that Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano stay strong, which I honestly think Ethereum and Cardano are going to chill out, or at least Cardano will chill out while Bitcoin stays strong, and Ethereum might slowly keep moving up. So Veracity here, if I could find it. Ugh. Yeah, I still maintain with what I said last time. I think it's going to do this until mid-month, maybe September 15th through the 20th. I think it has to chill out here. So you might try to take some profits on a wick past the all-time high around 0.0059, something like that. And I would say if I personally were playing this, I don't own any of this asset. I do have Trias though, as I mentioned last time. But if it gets above that line, I would personally try to 20 bag my Pokemon cards that have VRA on it, my VRA Pokemon cards, and then try buying back. That's probably 20% lower if it did that. I mean, check this out, watch. Yeah, 20% lower. So that 20 bag would, after you bought back, that would magically turn into like a 28 bag, because that bag would grow as your 80% that you didn't sell, stayed the same amount of Trias, right? It kept going up in dollar value, but it's the same amount of Trias because you didn't sell that 80% portion of your bag. But the 20% that you would sell, let's say that would end up being, when you sold, at the time you sold, 20% is 1,000 Trias, but when you buy it back, okay, it's going to be about 1,200 Trias. So that portion of your bag then became larger than 20, right? So that's what 20 bag theory is. Yeah, it looks like it needs to regroup for a little bit. Let's see the 2-day. The 2-day disagrees with me though. Maybe not. You gotta yeah. So it will, because what's going to happen on the 2-day is these Stokes are going to have to cool off, and it's probably going to, the Stokes, you'll probably, now watch, check this out. This call, I bet is exactly what'll happen. Watch. It's going to come down and hit this line, and then it'll curve up, and that puts you late September, exactly when it's going to start pumping again. So yeah, this is a very easy read relative. So could it be wrong? Absolutely, right? But what I mean by very easy read is this has a pretty high statistical chance of happening. Yeah, it's going to come test this zone here. So you see how this zone was resistance, support, kind of, or actually it crashed through, use it as resistance, support. I think it's going to come down and test it again. It might actually stop a little sooner than that, but it's going to get really close to this area. So actually, I should probably make this a box, but there's a very high chance, and I'll follow up on this, because even if it doesn't happen, I will follow up on this, right? Like I don't just follow up on crap that I'm right about, even though it's much easier to do that. But if you've been following me for a while, I embarrass my own self, and then I follow up on my own embarrassment to show, hey, this is what I've learned from here. I was totally wrong, all that stuff. But anyway, it's going to hit this box. The 2-day Stokes on VRA. So that's what's going to happen with VRA. And if you like what you saw, stop, drop, and do what the sign says, please. Hey, it didn't turn on. There it goes. So it's kind of corny, but it works. Anyway, so, and that's, again, this is going to help me keep producing content for you, and we'll see you next time.